The drawing up of cardinal programs to guide the Ibikunle Amosun administration in turning around the story of Ogun State provided a clear-cut plan of action for the administration. As it were, residents of the state and all those who elected the government can always refer to those 5 programs and assess how well the government has done. The third in the 5-point cardinal programs is agricultural production and industrialization. This program is targeted towards revitalizing the agricultural sector, making it a vehicle for employment generation, as well as creating an enabling environment for the rapid industrialization of Ogun State. It has been 1 year since the administration started rolling out different policies, as well as implementing plans towards achieving the goals of this cardinal program. Today, so much can be said to have been achieved that one can score the administration very well on this point. Agriculture used to be the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. The discovery of oil in 1956, however, started a slow decline in the fortunes of agriculture until the sector was almost totally neglected. Ogun State, being one with numerous potentials in the sector, could not afford to allow the neglect of the sector to continue. Hence, the reason why the Ibikunle Amosun administration decided to focus on revitalizing the sector to make it a vehicle for development.
We are gifted, we are blessed. Indeed, we discovered that there are certain cash crops that if we develop well, would refine Ogun State. Cocoa comes to mind, rice comes to mind, cassava comes to mind. So palm oil comes to. If you see all of those, then you'll be wondering, why is Ogun State where we are? We shouldn't be there. Look at all our farm settlements. All of them are moribund. Almost all of them have been consensually with 60 years, 40 years. All those are not acceptable to us. So what do? We are partnering with people. We want to revive all our farm settlements. And we know that once we're able to do that, yes, we'll be on the right path.
The importance of this sector was further reiterated by the state governor during a 2-day Southwest Advocacy Workshop on economic diversification and enhanced revenue generation, which held in Ogun State on the 5th of December 2011.
Agriculture is a viable and veritable tool for revenue source, and this is closely related to our industrialization program. It is our belief that if we develop the other sectors of the economy, especially agriculture, encourage more investors to come in, we will be providing the much needed job opportunities for our people, and consequently, more people will be gainfully employed, and will not only be ensuring food security and poverty alleviation, but will also be enlarging the financial base of the state.
And so, in line with improving agricultural practices, the government of Senator Ibikunle Amosun in the last 1 year has commenced renovation work in some of its fish farm estates that have not been functioning in their full capacity. The fish farms at Odeda and Ilaro are among those penciled down for renovation and have indeed started feeling the impact of this new administration. Furthermore, the state government is committed to its promise to establish model farms across the state. Already, work has commenced in earnest in one of the farm settlements in Owowo, Ewekoro local government, to develop a model farm estate that will eventually create employment for 50 youths that are interested in farming. This site is to serve Ogun Central Senatorial District. Furthermore, the state government has opened up access roads to some farm settlements to make transportation easier for the farmers. Koka Farm Settlement is one of them. In addition to that, the Kotokpo feed mill has been revamped to serve the feed requirements of poultry farmers in the state. All these are in addition to the reactivation of the only functional cotton ginnery in southwest Nigeria located in Ogun State. One tool of the government in turning the story of agriculture around is information and transfer of new ideas and agricultural technology from the ministry to the farmers in hard-to-reach places. To facilitate this, the state government recently distributed motorcycles to extension workers under the Ogun State Agricultural Development Program, OGADEP. This was in May 2012.
Today, we are commissioning and distributing 50 motorcycles.
After the speeches, beneficiaries of the project were handed the keys to the insured and registered motorcycles. The program manager of OGADEP, Mr. Ibikunle Onosanya, in his own remarks, laid emphasis on the importance of the program.
And you would agree with me that with 20 local governments in the state and the over 200 wards that we have in this state, in the 3 senatorial districts, there is need to facilitate the movement of extension agents who will reach the over 360,000 farming families that we have. So mobility is key to driving extension and advisory services.
40 cargo tricycles, also known as Ogun Meat Van, have been provided for distribution of slaughtered animals to various markets across the state. The state government has also gone into partnership with the private sector towards improving the agricultural sector. A good example is the collaboration between the Ogun State Fadama Coordination Office and the British American Tobacco Nigeria or BATN Foundation. These two bodies donated a cassava processing cottage to the Igbaotun Cassava Processors, a Fadama group in Ogun State, on the 6th of September 2011. There is no arguing the fact that access to viable seedlings can change the fortunes of farmers as well as improve yield. No wonder then that during the year under review, the Executive Governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun, through the Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture, flagged off the sale of 1 million cocoa seedlings to farmers in the state. The ceremony was performed at the Governor's office, Okemosang, where a cocoa nursery is located. In his opening speech, the Director, Tree Crops, Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture, commended the efforts of providing improved seedlings at a subsidized rate to farmers and encouraged them to ensure good productivity.
Today, we are witnessing yet another flag-off ceremony of the distribution sales of cocoa seedlings for the year 2012 cocoa planting season. I hereby praise all our cocoa farmers for their efforts and equally charge them not to rest on their hours but ensure better performance in cocoa production this current year.
The Honorable Commissioner, while flagging off the distribution, encouraged farmers to bring the cash crop to its past glory in terms of exports. Since then, transplanting of the cocoa seedlings has begun in earnest. One major factor that can help to transform the agriculture sector is the availability of credit to farmers who need it. As such, the state government in the last 1 year has sought ways to make credit available to farmers. These efforts have yielded results as the state has accessed 1 billion naira under the federal government's Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme. It was therefore with a sense of satisfaction that on the 22nd of June 2012 at the June 12 Cultural Center, Governor Ibikunle Amosun hosted the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, for the official flag-off of the Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme. In his address, the State Commissioner for Agriculture reiterated the importance of agriculture to any government and why the presentation of checks to benefiting farmers is happening now.
It will be recalled that 1 billion commercial agricultural credit scheme check was formally presented to the state government by UBA PLC on the 29th of September 2011. Since the presentation, the Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with Ogun State Agriculture and Multipurpose Credit Agency, or SAMCA, had been working on the processing, farm inspection, and assessment in order to ensure the success of the scheme.
The occasion was twofold, as it was also the official rollout of the Growth Enhancement Support (GES) program under the Agricultural Transformation Agenda of the federal government. This scheme provides support for state governments in the areas of establishing agro-allied industries as well as upgrading infrastructure. The Agriculture Minister, in his address, expressed his delight at the steps taken by the Governor in supporting agriculture in the state, as well as the farmers who contribute their own quota in food security, for the state in particular and the nation at large.
I am in the gateway state, with a gateway governor who takes agriculture very seriously. The governor has devoted 5% of the state budget, which was 188 billion state budget, for agriculture in 2012. That is one of the highest in the country.
The minister disclosed that the federal government is set to establish an agro-industrial estate in Ogun State. It will also support growers and producers of high-quality cassava, upgrade infrastructure for gari producers, and site a rice mill in the state.
That Baba landlord drove away because my premises.
What are they telling you?
That you have turned my compound into a big bush, forest, area therefore.
There was also the presentation of a locally produced bag of rice to Governor Amusun. Governor Ibikunle Amusun took time to explain why agriculture is still one major aspect of his 5 cardinal points of governance.
I congratulate my brother, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, for this great effort that is aimed at ensuring government support for laudable initiatives that will touch the lives of our teeming farmers. Let me congratulate our ministry, the Ministry of Agriculture. I'm sure every day they run around to make sure that we get it right. I have had the opportunities of sitting down with them severally to tell them that where we have our comparative advantage in Ogun State is in agriculture.
He also stated that counterpart funding for the Agriculture Credit Scheme as well as the Growth Enhancement Support Project have been paid up by his administration, thus enabling over 400,000 farmers to benefit from these 2 credit schemes. After this was the presentation of checks to different cooperatives and associations from where the farmers will access the loans. In order to further empower farmers towards adequate utilization of the funds, the Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture had earlier organized a capacity building workshop for farmers all over the state. The workshop took place at selected local governments across the state. Apart from tapping into opportunities locally, the Ogun State government has also sought foreign intervention towards boosting agriculture. Partners from California State University in the United States recently paid a visit to the Commissioner for Agriculture at the State Secretariat so that the State Ministry of Agriculture can add to its knowledge of world best practices in agriculture. Both parties took time to give brief PowerPoint presentations on their activities and expectations.
Agriculture is the central focus of the 5-point agenda. And so you find agricultural production and industrialization at the middle. And around it, you have affordable and qualitative education. You have affordable housing and urban renewal. We have efficient healthcare delivery and rural infrastructural development and employment generation. So right at the hub of it is agriculture. And the purpose of this is that we believe in this state that agriculture can drive all the other sectors of the economy.
We move forward to ensure we have food security for all the people of the world. As a university, we focus primarily on the human resources, developing people, but we also work in terms of supporting our local agriculture, in terms of having a solid future for agriculture in California. So I'll just give you a quick overview. Both Bruce and I are from the Jordan College of Agricultural Sciences and Technology.
After the meeting, the team embarked on a visit to some model farms in the state. They include the Awowo Farm Settlement, the Free Range Farm, and the Ginnery at Ibarra in Abeokuta, the state capital. As a part of the focus of the present administration in Ogun State, industrialization is taking front stage. This is evident in the number of manufacturing companies that were opened in the last 1 year and the list of investors that have indicated interest in doing business in the state. They include the May & Baker Pharmaceutical Factory in Sangota, the Dangote Cement Plant at Ibese, and the Lafarge Wapco Factory Extension at Ewekoro, amongst others.
We've been able to encourage industries to come into Ogun State. If you notice, in the last 1 year, there have been activities. Don't forget that about five major industries were opened in Ogun State, and 3 out of those 5 were actually opened by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
To properly position itself for this new era of industrialization, the state in the last year hosted an investors forum where stakeholders in various sectors of the economy, as well as politicians and businessmen, met to discuss how to key into the potential that the state has to offer.
Without sounding immodest, it is hard to conceive any business that will not thrive in Ogun State. With this abundance of opportunity and natural advantage, one might be easily excused for thinking that the government does not need to lift a finger to attract investment. However, this administration is not just relying and resting on natural endowment and passively waiting for development. We are actively seeking for investors. We have developed a range of policy initiatives and programs that will underline our commitment to be business and investment friendly and to create the best investment destination in Africa.
At the forum, the governor announced a generous discount package for investors seeking land to establish factories and other business concerns. The Ogun State government has also entered into partnership with the Bank of Industry by signing 2 memoranda of understanding to provide a ₦1 billion soft loan scheme for small and medium-scale companies. Some cooperative societies that have met the requirement for accessing this loan have already been presented with their checks.
And the interest rates, this one is 7% and other banks is 23 or 30%. So we can't compare this one with the other banks. Because this one is even convenient for the, likewise my cooperative, is convenient for us to pay the money back.
Still towards industrialization, the industrial park at Onijagan has been completed with tarred roads for easy access for all stakeholders. Aside the investors forum, the state, knowing the importance of electricity to any industry, whether a small business or a large corporation in the last year, also hosted an energy summit. The Ogun State government did this in collaboration with the Energy Commission of Nigeria in the first quarter of the year 2012. The summit, which spanned 5 days, had in attendance professors, engineers, lecturers and stakeholders in the energy sector. There were various lectures presented during the summit. This ranged from energy modeling tools for improved energy planning at national and state levels, determinants of energy demand, and energy supply analysis, amongst others. The special advisor to the Ogun State Governor on Energy spoke on the importance of the summit.
Presently, Ogun State requires about 350 megawatts. We are getting just about 40 or 50, which is about 7 times what we require. So we need nobody. We need no any gospel. We need no anybody to tell us that we are under providing energy. But the question is, we need to now look at the energy mix and look at which of these are needed at what location.
The Ministry of Commerce and Industry in Ogun State in the last year has been dealing with the problem of illegal miners. To curb this, the governor set up a committee to checkmate their activities and make arrests where necessary. As a fallout of the discovery by the committee, regular unscheduled visits to some sites have continued until licenses and permits are granted. This is to avoid environmental hazards caused by the miners. Commercial activities also received a boost in the first 1 year of Governor Ibikunle Amosun in office. The ministry has embarked on renovation of some markets in the state. This is to encourage small and medium-scale businesses to thrive. It has also picked out some international markets to be renovated, such as the Shagamu International Market and the Moribund Owode International Market. Encouraging associations is also on the list of ways to boost commercial activities. In line with this, an 18-seater bus has been donated to the Odua Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Odua Sima, by the state government as part of efforts to ensure that trade and commerce between the southwest states thrives.
This is my story.
And so it has been in the last 1 year as the administration of Governor Ibikunle Amosun worked relentlessly to achieve the objectives of its third cardinal program, agricultural production and industrialization. It is one program out of the 5 that has indeed changed the fortunes and perceptions of people about the state. In all endeavors of life, when one is given a tool with which he can better his lot, gratitude naturally flows from the heart. Citizens of Ogun State in the last 1 year have continued to express their thanks for the different gestures shown them by their amiable governor, Senator Ibikunle Amosun.
We have to appreciate what they have done for us because, like I've said, such has never happened. So we are very happy about it. Very, very happy about it.
Let's see whether he's a person that promise and fail. So we try it, and thank God when they call us for the check today, we were even amazed. We didn't expect it, so we are very happy. And by God's grace, we won't disappoint him.
We appreciate what the current government in Ogun State have done. So even though we pray for Senator Ibikunle Amosun for long life and prosperity, progress, during his own tenure in his office.
Following the tour by the agricultural experts from the University of California to some farms in Ogun State, the team paid a courtesy call to Governor Ibikunle Amosun on the 5th of July 2012. In his address, the head of the team, Dr. Charles Boyer, commended the governor for the work done so far in the last year in bringing agriculture to the front burner.
You are blessed with wonderful natural resources. Many of those resources remain to be developed and put into production. Ogun State, I think, will be the leader in Nigeria in ensuring the food security for your country.
Another member of the team, Dr. Bruce Roberts, explained that the mission of the visit was to exchange ideas and work for the improvement of each other. Speaking, Governor Ibikunle Amosun explained that agriculture is a pivotal part of his 5 cardinal points and that he wants to replicate the agricultural technologies and methods he has seen at the California State University in the rich arable land of Ogun State.
Agriculture is one area where not only that you feed yourself, you will get the much needed resources from it. You will create wealth. If you know the number of people that agriculture will, the number of jobs that it will create, then you can imagine and wonder why we have dissipated so much energy on oil. But thank God, like I said, we are going back to the basics. We know what agriculture can do, particularly now that agriculture offers some huge value chains that if we take advantage of, then of course we will be very developed.
For comments, questions, and observations, send a text to the GSM number displayed on your screen. Or send an email to be a part of rebuilding our beloved gateway state.
Ọmọ Ògùn, Ìṣẹ̀yà.